Environmental, social, and governance, or ESG investing, is used to screen investments based on corporate policies and to encourage companies to act responsibly. Environmental criteria consider how a company safeguards the environment. Social criteria examine how it manages relationships with employees, suppliers, customers, and the communities where it operates. And governance deals with a company's leadership and shareholder rights. Joining me to discuss this is Keefe with Advisor Management Group in Las Vegas, Nevada. So Sean, I just kind of talked about what this is all about. What is your take on ESG investing?
So it's one of the hot buzzwords in investing today. You see it all over the news. If you open up the Wall Street Journal, it's everywhere. And it seems to be kind of the buzzword of the moment. And behind its purpose, I think there's great intention. I always say, who wouldn't want to have a better planet, a cleaner environment for their kids and their grandchildren to inherit? Someday they will, and we want to leave this place better than we left it. And I think that's what it's being positioned as. But there's, like most things in life, it's not necessarily being executed that way. And we can see that in a number of areas. So it's still relatively new. It's been around a while, but I've never seen it being pushed as hard as it is in legislation and in different retirement plans as it is right now.
And for those watching this, what is important for viewers to understand about this type of investing?
So I think the thing that most people are concerned about right now is if they're going to be forced into investing in this manner, and what are the positives and what are the negatives? And so the answer is they're not going to be directly forced into investing into anything. However, the money managers that really control the retirement marketplace, 401ks and IRAs, BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard, those companies have different types of funds that automatically kind of move your money around dependent upon how you set up your risk tolerance. And so there's things like target date funds and other types of accounts that you have within these retirement funds that can, from what I understand, automatically move some of your money into these funds. And that might not necessarily be what you're looking to do. So the important thing to remember here is ESG is predicated on environmental and social responsibility and governance, which is a noble thing to focus on. However, it might defeat or it might not help with the ultimate goal of retirement, which is to earn as much money on your money as possible, earn as much interest on your money as possible. And so we really have to be cautious of anything new that isn't tried and true. Especially with what we're seeing in Washington right now. There's a lot of change and legislative push for this. A lot of it's coming from the left. And so we just need to be aware of what's actually driving this. Most things start with good intentions. The execution and how it develops can be a lot different.
Now, does ESG investing change the fiduciary responsibility for these large money managers?
Well, that's a great point, Scott. And to some extent, it does alleviate their fiduciary responsibility. As a fiduciary, you have to put your clients' needs and goals above and beyond what your goals and needs are, whether that be how much commission an advisor makes, or what their political views are, or even where they stand on social and governmental issues. Those have to be put aside in order to be a fiduciary and put your client's needs and goals first and foremost. So in my opinion, it actually does alleviate some of the financial fiduciary responsibility of these firms, which is a really scary thing to think about.
Well, finally, Sean, again, what should people do to find out more about this?
The first step is, number one, just understand what you have in place today, right? I always tell folks, you don't need to rush into anything. Hit the pause button, take a step back, look at what you've already got in place. How are you invested? Where are your funds? Who's managing them? Are they with one of those big companies, BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard, right, that are really pushing this ESG initiative? Now, one of the problems that I didn't mention that I have with ESG investing is the entire point of this is a clean, green initiative to try to promote companies that are doing good, that are sustainable, and that have the ability to make a better impact on the environment. So one of the things that brings a big red flag up to me is what they did with Tesla. So Elon Musk, love him or hate him, he owns the most popular, most successful, clean energy, green, electric vehicle car company. There's no debate on that. Every one of the ESG funds kicked Elon Musk out because they don't like him. And they allowed ExxonMobil to be in every single one of those funds, which to me fundamentally is the opposite of what they're supposed to be doing. So when you asked me earlier, Scott, what do I think about them? What should people know? There's some red flags that are happening right in front of our face that just do not add up. And so I'm very cautious. I'm proceeding with a lot of hesitation, and I just want to see how these things develop over time.
My guest is Keefe with Advisor Management Group in Las Vegas, Nevada. And you're watching Retirement News Online.